Most AMVs are on beat. Every hit gets a cut. Every drop gets an effect. Every transition gets synced. And yet, a lot of them still feel wrong. Not because the editor is bad. Not because the effects are bad. And definitely not because there aren't enough markers. The problem starts much earlier. Most editors learn how to sync before they learn how to listen, because sync isn't cutting on beats, it's understanding the music. And trust me, once you understand the music, everything changes. So naturally, most beginners do this. They open the song, zoom all the way in, and start placing markers on every single beat. A few minutes later, the timeline looks less like an edit and more like a bog. I've been there. You've probably been there too. The strange part is, nothing here is technically wrong. The cuts are on beat. The markers are accurate. Everything should work, but something still feels off. Because editing isn't about proving that you found every beat. It's about understanding which moments actually matter. And to understand that, we need to stop looking at the timeline and start listening to the music. Most beginners hear a song and immediately lock onto the beat. Boom, boom, boom! And that's where the markers go. But songs are way more complicated than that. A song is made of layers. The beat, the melody, the atmosphere, the little sounds you almost don't notice. And every one of them has a different job. Some create energy. Some create emotion. Some create anticipation. And some tell you something important is about to happen.
Here it comes.
So, here's a challenge. Close your eyes. Play the song. and ask yourself one question. What grabbed your attention first? Was it the beat, the melody, a sudden silence, a new instrument? Because whatever pulled your attention is probably important. And if it's important to you, there's a good chance it'll feel important to the viewer too. Not every sound deserves a cut, and not every beat deserves an effect. If you sync to everything, nothing feels special anymore.
I can see everything. I can feel everything. But the information is never complete, so I can't do anything.
Good editors save the big moments for the sounds that matter most.
その車輪が
At 017, the beat finally arrives. The song changes. That's a moment worth noticing. At 104, new layers begin stacking together. The energy grows. The song is preparing you for something bigger. At 156, everything suddenly pulls back. And that's important, because silence can be just as powerful as impact. Then at 233, everything finally pays off. The anticipation, the build-up, the release, that's the moment I choose to hit the hardest. So no, sync isn't about cutting on every beat. It's about understanding why the music feels the way it does. And once you learn to listen, you'll never look at a timeline the same way again. In part 2, we'll take this understanding and turn it into actual editing decisions.